Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra Neka. So today I just want to talk about my experience in a Nigerian boarding school. So this is gonna be like a story time of my 1 year in Nigerian boarding school, because I recently came across a post on Instagram about how I saw this post about Miss Koi Koi lady, and it brought back so much memories because, you know, if you went to a Nigerian boarding school, you would know about Miss Koi Koi. So yeah, I decided to just do like a little story time, share like, you know, my own experience in a Nigerian boarding school. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. So in the beginning, my education was a bit on and off, in the sense that I moved schools so many times. So however, when I got to secondary school, so in Nigeria we have like, okay, you're supposed to do 6 years in secondary school. So you have like the junior secondary, which is JSS 1, JSS 2, JSS 3, and the senior secondary, which is SS 1, SS 2, and SS 3, right? So for my junior secondary, my JSS 1, I was put in a private school. So these people must have come back from London, and then they opened the school, and then they were promising heaven and earth, and then my mom wanted me to do computer science. So that's how they sent me to this private school. So when I got there, and it was so expensive, so when I got there, I found out that, you know, okay, number one, we were only like, I think 13 of us or 14 of us in the class, and so there's no competition. So I used to be the first, so I used to take the first position all the time, and then I realized it's where like the computer science that they had promised, it wasn't happening. So like it was just like, I don't know what they were doing there, because they were just not teaching you anything, number one, and number two, the things that they promised people, they were just charging a lot of money for no reason. So and then obviously the school was, yeah, it was a lot of misrace kids. Like it was mostly like misrace kids and like all these rich people's children, they were going there. So I was quite fortunate that I went to a school like that, but I just didn't like it because number one, I felt out of place, number one, and number two, it was too far away. I wanted to go to somewhere closer to home, and number three is that the computer science wing, I didn't see no computers. So yeah, I went to tell my mom that it's not working out in that school, that they were not doing what they said that they would do. So that is how I went from I went from how did they say it in Nigeria again? You jump from frying pan to fire. Yes. So after I made the complaint to my mom asked my auntie to find me another school. That is how my auntie went to find, like, there's this local school, like it's called Queen School Enugu. Shout out to Queen School Enugu. Yeah, so I went to Queen School Enugu. My auntie decided to take me to Queen School Enugu because, you know, it was popular, and my mom also went. I don't know whose idea that was actually, to send me to a boarding school, but it was between my mom and my auntie. But the thing is that I didn't dispute because like back in the day, when like those times when like people that went to boarding school came back home, they were behaving very touche, like, you know, like, yeah, their shits don't stink, you know, they used to buy them a lot of things, they had their own provision, they had their own thing, they were behaving like very mature, you know. So me, I always envy. That's why you never envy other people's life, because you don't know the hell they are going through. So me, I used to envy them. So like when they came to, you know, telling me, when my mom and my auntie told me, oh, you're gonna go and live in the boarding school, I was like, yes, take me, let's go and buy the provision. So so after like the whole thing, and then I found myself in the boarding school. So my school, so we had boarders and then we had day students, and so yeah, so like the day students would come in, and then, you know, the boarders lived in the school basically. So me, when I became, so if you're a boarding school student, you have to be in the school like the Sunday before the day school resumes. So when I got there, oh my god, it was just an entire different stories. Number one is that, remember, I didn't do my JSS 1 day. So when I got there JSS 2, like all these people, they have made friends, they were like literally like uniting with their friends. I was just feeling so out of place, and me, like, I'm very timid and I struggle to make friends, so I couldn't make any friends, and everyone was just like being in their own little clique or group or whatever, and I was just there like, okay, where do I start? So anyways, I started unboxing my stuff, and then obviously I put all my stuff in them. We normally come with this little cupboard, so you're supposed to put all your stuff in there, and then you're not, like, obviously they have things that they call contraband, so you're not supposed to take any native food. It's just literally like your provisions, which like milk, your Milo, your cornflakes, and that's it. You're not allowed to take it like any native food in it. But then when I got there, I realized that people were bringing it in, so that one got dealt with me. That's cool. Anyways, let me continue. So the first night, literally horrible, because number one, I didn't have a neighbor, and you know, I only came with one bucket and one little 4-liter gallon, and then there was no water. So in the morning I had to beg for water, you know, to shower. So, you know, the night was horrible, and then in the morning they had to wake you up at 5. Now they wake you up at 5. The funny thing is that we had to go outside, like outside a big compound like this, to shower. There was no bathrooms or any of that. We had to shower like in an open space. Like you see a whole bunch of girls showering in an open space. That was what it was. So it didn't matter if you're senior, secondary. Obviously, you know, the people in the seniors, they had their own houses. I was a middle house, so our house, this junior student, like you see like a whole maybe 150 girls showering. Like everyone would just bring their bucket and shower. I don't know. I mean, like the first day I was and then obviously you get used to it. Like at 5 o'clock you carry your bucket and go and shower, like no biggie, honestly. So after showering, that is how I came to find out about morning duties. So in body school, after showering and after getting ready, before you go for your for your breakfast, you're supposed to do morning duties. So morning duties is about, like, everyone is allocated like a portion of the, like, because the school is big, of the school to sweep. So you're supposed to sweep. Some people they sweep, some people they clean toilets, some people they mop the floors, or like, you know, different things you have to do in the morning. So my own was to sweep, so you have to sweep, and then after sweeping, I remember you had to make a design to show that you have swept the place, because if not, the seniors will come for you and then they will make you sweep it again. So you have to, like, you know, make like a design to show that you have swept the place. That was my second experience. I was not happy because my listeners did not start today. It started a long time ago. So all this waking up early and doing all this, it was pissing me off. So got to like maybe my favorite part, you know, the food. So I got to now the breakfast place. That's how now I discovered that the food was so tiny. Oh my god, it was so tiny. After that, and the thing is that once you go for breakfast, once you're done, all you're allowed to do is just put your plate back, and you have to rush back to the classroom. So you're not like allowed to go back and eat. So, I mean, some people do, but I was quite new, so I didn't know how to maneuver the system. So when I got there, I just took my plate, I kept my plate and went back. But the good thing with my school is that because we have like day students, you can send message to your house for them to bring you food. And obviously when you're coming, like, they give you pocket money. That's another perks of, you know, being a boarder. They give you pocket money so you can buy food and stuff. But obviously once the money run out and stuff like that, you start feeling because they only give you money, like, I know I was given money per term, so I had to like learn money management. I mean, kind of went to shit, but yeah. Anyways, after that, and then I went to the classroom. Now that is when I received the shock of my life. Now I went from having 13 people in a class to having about 65 to 70 people in a class. The class was packed. Hey, I didn't even see anywhere to put my locker, like to put my desk, because you know, when in that school you have to come with your own desk. I didn't see anywhere to put my desk. The whole place was packed, and there were students everywhere. There was a toilet right in front of us. It was smelling. I was thinking, I was like, how are you supposed to learn anything in this kind of condition? Like, seriously. And then the good thing is that I made like really good friends. So in my classroom I made, but they were day students, they were not boarding school students. So like, but oh my god, we clicked. I remember her name, Antonia. Yeah, we clicked, and then so like, you know, during the day I used to have fun because my friends were there and everything. For some reason I just couldn't get along with the boarders because they were just behaving very weird, and everyone were just on their own different vibe, isn't it? So yeah, and then yeah, that's how I went from having 13 people in a classroom to having 65 to 70 people. And guess what my result was for that term? I was 15. So basically, if you're not between first, second and third position, like performance wise, because you know at the end of the time you do an exam, and then obviously, you know, we have the first position, the second position and third position. If you're not within those three, my friend, you have failed. So me, when I got 15, I had not shown anybody my results. I just get my results because when they asked me, I said I'd not received my results for the term, because I'm not about to show you that I went from first position to 15th position out of 65. Hell no. To be honest, thinking about it now, it's actually a good, because at least I'd not scored 65 out of 65. 15 out of 65 is a good thing. I don't know why I was hiding about. I was just feeling that these people now start thinking that I'm dumb, because in that other school I was number 1. Now I'm number 15. I was like, hey, I'm not showing anybody. So yeah, when so at the end of the day, like the school day, then if you're a boarder, you're supposed to rush back to the hostel, dormitory, that's what we used to call it, and then change into your day clothes. We had like this day clothes that we used to wear, change into it, and yeah, go for lunch. That is on part 2. So when we got to lunch, that is how I discovered that these seniors, like the seniors in that school, they were horrible. They were the most evil people. Like I don't know where those people came from. They were so evil. So basically what they used to do is that if you piss them off, if they ask you to do something, because the thing is that in the school the seniors had a lot of powers. They were like the teachers. They can flog you, they can punish you, they can do all sorts to you. And then you had the prefects as well. Like those ones were horrible as well. Like they can literally like come up with any rule at any time. They can take your stuff and say they are confiscating it, but they're actually taking it from anyways. So that is how I discovered that. You see, me and lunch, I didn't do lunch when I was in boarding school. I used to stay away. Like once the school was over, me, I'll go change into my day clothes, and then I'll go straight to what did you call it? I think it's prep. Yeah, I think it's called prep. So when we study, so it's a study time. So I didn't go to lunch because number one, you go to lunch after eating, and the food was so small. Oh my god, the food was so small and it didn't taste nice. It was horrible as well. So but that time I'm hungry, they knock you eat anything. So what I used to do is I used to buy food from the canteen before they closed, and that's what I would have for my lunch. So I was always running out of money because there was no way they're gonna catch me in that dining hall. I'm sorry. So when you get to the dining hall, anyways, for the few times I experienced it, because obviously the weekends I had to go and eat there because the canteens were not open on the weekend. So when you go there, what they used to do is that they will let you finish eating, then after eating, then we see one senior, they will come and dump their plates on you and tell you to wash their plates. Mind you, there's no water. Like everyone is struggling for water in that school, right? There's no water, and then they will tell everyone to kneel outside. So you once you're done eating, they'll tell you to kneel out of the dining room. So what the? Yeah, so yeah, that's why I didn't bother going. So yeah, and then at after like the lunch, then it would be to go for prep in the, like, I think it's evening prep. Yeah, I think you sleep and then you go for evening prep, right? And then after the evening prep, obviously you have dinner, and then that's it, you go to bed. Now the problem is now to go to bed. Some witches and wizards will not just let some people sleep all the time. Like I think 70% of the time there's always a witch in the dormitory. There is always someone crying that they have seen someone, they have seen something that have passed by, like all kinds of demonstration. Or this witch will be demonstrating there, another wizard will be demonstrating there. I'll be like, what is I used to be so scared. I think that's why I was so scared, like when I was younger, because oh my god, that place scared me. And then you be hearing about this Miss Koi Koi story. So this Miss Koi Koi is apparently a woman that I don't know her story, but the reason why it was worse in my school is that because apparently my school used to be a burial ground. It used to be a cemetery or something like that. So like all this time the people used to come up with all kinds of juju, like this evil spirits came, that evil spirits came. So you didn't know who to listen to again. It's just that every night, so people are running. We used to run all the time, because once they start, you start running and running and running and running, and then this person will say, they saw a man in a cape, and they saw a winch that touched their leg, and then there's a breeze, and all sorts of story. I'm sorry, it was just all sorts of story. So yeah, we couldn't sleep at night basically because there was too many witches and wizards. So when you're coming to boarding school, carry your Bible. That's why, like, when I was coming, I saw a lot of people with their Bible. I didn't understand why they were doing it. Me, I sent for my own Bible. I better go there. It's not me that they'll come and kill. I'm sorry. So after that, and then I finally got me a neighbor. Oh my god, my neighbor, she was so lovely. She saved me from a lot of trouble, because the thing is that I was so tiny, and if you're tiny in boarding school, they will bully you well. So I was very tiny, I was timid and stuff. So but my neighbor, she's very agile. She wasn't big, she was very, assertive, that's what I would say. Like, don't mess with her, Linda. I love her. And then she saved me from a lot. So because she used to help me, like when we used to fetch water, because in the school, like sometimes we have like water scarcity, and then you have to fetch your own water. You have to fetch waters for the seniors, and then if you had like all this school mother thing, you have to fetch water for them as well. And I'm thinking to myself, like, Sandra, how did you get here? Because that place, it was just horrible. But anyways, let me tell you, okay, so there was one time I got myself into trouble. So I don't know what this girl must have done to a group of people. So they were chasing her. So she ran past me and she went to hide somewhere or something. So when those people came, they asked me, did you see where the girl ran to? Instead of me to close my big mouth, I was like, she went there. So I did not know that the girl saw me giving them direction. So after like they must have caught up with the girl and they dealt with their issues or whatever, the girl came back to me and she almost killed me. Or there's a way, that when someone holds you like this and just lifts you up. I was so small and lifted me up, and then she was like, why did you tell those people I will beat you today, I will do this one to you? It was this my neighbor that saved me, or if not, your girl would have been dead. So my neighbor came and she was like, no, you cannot touch her, you cannot do this, or you can. So yeah, my neighbor saved me. And the thing with like the boarding school is that you need like a savior. For me, the thing is that you have to be pretty, you have to be, in my opinion, you have to be pretty, you have to be rich for you to get a school mother. So school mother is like your protector. So normally what people used to do is like they get a school mother and the person has to be like a senior, and a senior that is influential. So if a senior that is influential is your school mother, it means that if anything, if you get into any problem and you say, that senior is my school mother, they will leave you alone. However, I didn't have, because me, I was not fine. Sorry, looking all fine now, but that time I was not fine. I was small, I was lazy, because school daughters, you have to walk. So I was small, I was lazy, I couldn't do much. So yeah, so I couldn't get a school mother. So my neighbor was the one that used to help me a lot. I mean, I did have an attempt at this, having a school mother, but it was just too tedious. Like, when they don't go for lunch or dinner or breakfast, you have to go past their plate, you have to sneak the food out for them, like all them hassles. I was just not into all them stuff. So it was my neighbor that used to save me a lot. But then I got lucky again, because I remember I went on holiday to my auntie's house, and then when I got there, like, I remember like that my auntie's cousin used to be a senior in my school. So I told her, I was like, I'm getting bullied, I'm getting tired, I don't like the place, like, it's just being like, I don't know, like, because people used to pick on junior students a lot. They will make you do the most, they will make you scrub the floor, they will make you clean their section, they will make you, sometimes they even take your food away from you. So I told her, like, all these things, I don't like it, because then what I used to do is that every weekend I'll go home with this day students. But now the problem with going home is that you have to get like authorization to go home, so you have to have like a very good reason to go home. I don't have any good reason, because I used to always say I have headache, and then I have stomach pain, I have it. But you know, obviously you can only do that for like, I mean, how many times? You can only do that for like, I don't know, a few times before, like, you know, it becomes boring. So I just used to just go, and then obviously at night they will call like the register. So if you're not there, they report you to the house mistress, and then obviously when you come back, you start digging a pit. That place. There was a time they told me to dig pit. So I said to them that I'm anemic. I'm gonna pass out. If I dig this pit, I'll pass out. So I went home. Said to them there's no way I'm digging this pit. But normally on a normal day, you have to dig that pit. So I told him I'm not digging any pit. I mean, I didn't say it like this, so he was just like, you know, like you just be, I don't feel well, this one, that one, this one, that one, and then obviously they refer you to the house mistress, and then the house mistress will ask you, what's wrong with you, and then you say, oh yeah, I'm not fit to dig the pit, and then sometimes so they will let you out. But I was only asked to do it once. But some people, they were chronic pit diggers. They used to dig pits all the time because they used to misbehave. So anytime you misbehave, it's either you're cutting grass or you're digging pits. So yeah, I used to cut a lot of grass. I actually used to cut a lot of grass because I used to go home all the time. So even though if I say I can't dig pits, they'll make me cut the grass because I just couldn't stand the place. So anyways, yeah, after I met my auntie's cousin, she's not my auntie's cousin, she's not like my auntie, so she's like my mom's friend. Yeah, my mom's friend. So yeah, her cousin was the one that gave me. So she used to be like a senior prefect in my school, so she knew a lot of the now prefects, because obviously when she was a senior they were juniors, so she knew a lot of them. So when I was leaving, she gave me a letter to give to the senior prefect. So when I gave the letter to the senior prefect, so automatically I went under the protection of the senior prefect then. So anytime you want to do anything to me, I will call that senior, like the senior prefect, like she's the ogabata of them all. So anytime anything was going on, and she would, like, I would call her, and then I would say, oh yeah, this senior, like the senior prefect is actually like my friend or something like that. And then obviously I wouldn't get like the punishment, because them times, you know, junior students, they'd be like, junior students lie flat, junior students kneel out, junior students, yeah, they'll tell me, Sandra, go. Sometimes, you know, depending on who you meet. But yeah, I feel like with boarding school, there is a lot to learn. It's unfortunate that I didn't learn a lot, like waking up early. Hell no, I didn't learn that. Money management, I didn't learn. I think like at the time I was focusing on all the negative, and there was a lot of negative, I'm not gonna lie. Like the water scarcity was annoying, like, and because our school was big, the places where you had to go and fetch water was long, because if there's no water in the tanker, you had to go to some certain places to fetch water. The fact that you have to come and shower outside in a cold bloody morning, and then obviously in the seniors, sometimes, you know, there is a bathroom in the school, but junior students were not allowed to use it. It's just like certain seniors that were allowed to use it. And then on Saturday, oh my god, that was a horrible day. Like, we used to have house inspection. It was almost like a competition, so every house has to clean. When I mean clean, every nook and corner of the hostel, you had to clean everywhere, decorate it, because obviously they'll come and do house inspection. And the house that won, I don't know, like a house win, I don't know what they used to give them actually, I can't remember what they used to give them, but they used to announce, and it used to be a good reputation if you came from a house that was clean. So like they used to inspect everywhere. So on Saturday you had to work hard. So if you're looking for a day to go home, it's actually on Friday nights, because yeah, the Saturday you will work. They will work your bones off, honestly. Like, they'll clean everywhere. So what am I missing? Yeah, I feel like the school that I went to, I wouldn't say it's a shit show. It was just not maintained. I felt like, you know, like the teachers, the principals, they shouldn't give like the seniors such authority, because those seniors were evil. They will flog the living daylight out of you. They will send you on the most annoying mission. They will tell you to wash their clothes, wash their plates. They will tell you to just come and kneel down. they would just boss you around, and I don't think it was nice because it was traumatic. It will be traumatic for a lot of people, but you know, a lot of people do get over it. I did get over it, and you know, it's not that bad. But at the same time, I don't think it's right. I hope it's not happening anymore. I do plan to visit the school when I go back to Nigeria again. I do plan to visit the school, but the thing is that I didn't stay for the full drama because I was only there for a year, and my dear, I had to carry my bag and run. I told my mom, I told my auntie, there is no way that I'm doing this, because anytime I went home, my auntie would send me back. Anytime I go home, my auntie would send me. I was looking like this woman could not see that I was suffering there. I was looking like I was not eating. I was not eating because I wouldn't go to the dining hall. There's no way I'm going to go to the dining hall because that is why they will catch me. Do you understand? Because me, I'm that kind of person. You tell me to do something, I will talk my way out of it. I just didn't, because they used to send you on ridiculous errands. So like if they tell me to do something, I'm one of those junior students that I just wouldn't do nothing. I didn't like to do anything. So if you tell me, Sandra, do this one, I'll find an excuse. So yeah, I guess that is one thing that I learned from boarding school. Finding a way to talk myself out of things. I mean, it was a survival skills, because if not, you would do so many things. Yeah, what else am I missing? Yeah, I did end up getting, what did I get? Yeah, I've talked about that. I did end up getting a school mother. That didn't work out. I was just too lazy. She was not influential as well, so she couldn't protect me from anything. So yeah, what's the point of wasting my time? Like, I feel like there are so many advantages to boarding school. I would say, like, you know, you learn a lot of discipline, like, you know, waking up early. I feel like if I stayed for the 6 years, maybe I would have learned something, but that 1 year I was there, it was just horrible. I was just focusing on all the bad things, on all the horrible things that were happening. That thing was real. So if you see people like bringing back Indomie, because Indomie was the main thing that time. Indomie, you used to soak it in water and then let it to leave it to get soft, and then you put like all the ingredients. So like they used to take Indomie, they used to take like abacha, they used to take what else did they used to take here? If you have like red oil, like, because obviously if you have abacha, obviously you need red oil to, you know, mix it up. So they used to take all them things. But anyways, that is my little story. My little boarding house. It's not little because I'm looking at this one, it's like 30 minutes. I'm sorry. Yeah, anyways, yeah, that is my own little story. That was my experience in the Nigerian boarding school for 1 year. It's not always that bad though. This is my own experience. I'm sure like other people would tell you different. It's just that the school I went to was just, and you know, I remember like say like the teachers as well, they didn't make it easy, because some of the teachers, they lived in the school compound, but they lived far away from the student, and sometimes they will come and make you, you know, work in their farm. You know, why am I working in your farm? I'm a student, you understand? And then after receiving punishment from like all the boarding school seniors and whatever, during the day, you will come and receive punishment again from like the other boarding school, from like day students and from other seniors. So it was just, for me, it was I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. So after 1 year, I had to pack my go bag and be on my way, because there's no way I'm gonna come and die, or I'm gonna go there and keep safe. Sorry. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on my best. I'm probably gonna divide this into two, because